Once upon a time, there was a man named Ward Bond. He was a talented American film actor who appeared in many movies during Hollywood's golden age, always in a supporting role. Despite his numerous film appearances, it was not until later in his career that he achieved stardom. Ironically, it was not through film that he achieved stardom, but rather on television. Bond played the wagon master Major Seth Adams in the popular show Wagon Train. Nevertheless, his list of film appearances includes many classic movies from Hollywood's golden age. Some of his most notable film roles were in It Happened One Night, 1934, Gone with the Wind, 1939, It's a Wonderful Life, 1946, and The Searchers, 1956. Bond appeared in over 250 films, more than any other actor. Ward Bond was born in Benkelman, Nebraska, on April 9, 1903. His father was a lumberyard worker. When he was 16, his family moved to Denver and he attended school at Denver's East High School. After completing his high school education, he enrolled at the University of Southern California. It was through playing American football for the USC team that he entered the world of movies. John Wayne, then known as Marion Morrison, was also playing for the USC team and would become a lifelong friend of Bond. Although Bond achieved great success in the entertainment industry, his early years were humble. He came from a modest background and had to work hard to achieve his dreams. Ward Bond was a successful American film actor who appeared in numerous movies during Hollywood's golden age. Despite his supporting roles in films, it was not until later in his career that he achieved stardom through television. He appeared in over 250 films, more than any other actor, and his performances in several classic movies have been celebrated over the years. Despite his success, he never forgot his roots and the hard work it took to achieve his dreams. It was through Wayne that Bond was introduced to movie director John Ford, which led to their involvement in the 1929 movie Salute. The movie told the story of Army versus Navy rivalry on the football field, and Bond and Wayne were part of a group of USC players recruited to take part. After their first taste of acting, both Bond and Wayne began to land regular bit parts in movies. While Wayne eventually became one of the greatest stars in Hollywood, Bond remained in the background, always in secondary roles but striving to make a name for himself as a dependable and consistent member of the Hollywood acting community. In the first decade of his acting career, Bond played mostly small character parts. He was often cast as a crook, cop, or Western villain due to his bulky 62 frame. He frequently played non-speaking roles, but he was always eager to take on any part that would allow him to gain more experience in the industry. Some of Bond's early movie appearances included roles in Born Reckless, 1930, where he played a soldier, Quick Millions, 1931, as a cop, and Lady for a Day, 1933, where he portrayed a mounted policeman. Despite his limited screen time, Bond gave his all in each role, determined to prove his worth as an actor. Throughout his career, Bond remained dedicated to his craft and worked hard to perfect his skills. Despite being overshadowed by leading men like Wayne, he never lost sight of his goals and continued to give his best performances in every role he took on. Bond and Wayne's introduction to Hollywood was through John Ford's movie Salute. While Wayne eventually became a Hollywood icon, Bond remained in the background, taking on small character parts in movies. He was often cast as a villain due to his imposing stature, but he remained dedicated to his craft and worked hard to perfect his skills as an actor. Despite his humble beginnings, Bond became a dependable and consistent member of the Hollywood acting community, and his contributions to the industry will always be remembered. Ward Bond had an uncredited role in the 1934 award-winning film It Happened One Night, which starred Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert. However, his roles in movies began to increase by the end of the 1930s, and he started to get more significant parts, partly due to the help of his friend and fellow actor, John Wayne. Wayne had become a major star after his appearance in the 1939 film Stagecoach. Bond was known for his enormous appetite for work and appeared in a remarkable 21 movies in 1939 alone. Some of his notable works from that year include Young Mr. Lincoln, Drums Along the Mohawk, Confessions of a Nazi Spy, and he even appeared as a Union officer in the iconic movie Gone with the Wind. Throughout the following decade, Bond's roles continued to improve, although he still wasn't a starring actor. He appeared in several classic, award-winning films such as The Grapes of Wrath in 1940 and starred alongside Humphrey Bogart in The Maltese Falcon in the following year. In 1942, Bond played the role of boxer John L. Sullivan in Gentleman Jim and portrayed Bert the Cop in the 1946 award-winning movie It's a Wonderful Life. Once upon a time, there was an actor who was a regular feature in the top-class movies of his era. He was a talented performer who managed to maintain his relevance during the 1950s. In fact, he continued to make appearances in several notable films such as Mr. Roberts in 1955, The Searchers in the following year, and Rio Bravo in 1959. He was a consistent presence in the entertainment industry, and his performances never failed to impress his audience. One of his most notable roles was in the 1952 film On Dangerous Ground. In this movie, he played the character of a father who was seeking vengeance for his daughter's murder. The character's search for justice, while ultimately futile, was a deeply moving performance that showcased the actor's immense talent and range. As the actor's career progressed, he finally achieved the recognition he deserved. Interestingly, his rise to fame came not from movies, but from television. In 1957, he was cast as Major Seth Adams in the NBC Western television series Wagon Train. This program became one of the most successful westerns of all time, with the actor playing a significant role in the content of the show. It was a significant moment in his career, and it cemented his legacy as one of the greatest actors of his time. In an ironic twist of fate, Wagon Train later became the inspiration for one of the most iconic science fiction franchises of all time, Star Trek. It was a testament to the actor's versatility and enduring influence that his work would continue to inspire generations of performers and audiences long after his passing. There was a man named Bond, who was a highly opinionated individual. He was not one to suffer fools gladly and was unafraid to express his thoughts and beliefs. Despite his reputation, he was widely recognized as a talented actor who commanded the screen. During his time as the star of the television series Wagon Train, Bond's off-screen persona was just as well known as his on-screen one. He was often seen in public with his fellow cast members, but it was his ultra-right-wing conservative politics that garnered the most attention. Many people found his views controversial, and he made no effort to hide them. Bond was a vocal member of the right-wing Motion Picture Alliance for the Preservation of American Ideals. The organization's primary objective was to combat communism in the film industry. Bond's political leanings were well publicized, and he was not afraid to speak out against those he believed to be communist sympathizers. Bond's unwavering stance on communism made him a target of criticism from many in the industry. His hard-line approach was seen as divisive, and he made many enemies as a result. Despite this, Bond continued to be a prominent figure in the entertainment industry and remained committed to his beliefs. In the end, Bond's legacy as an actor and political figure is a complicated one. He was known for his talent and his strong opinions, and he will always be remembered as a complex figure who left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. There was a man who lived a colorful and eventful life. In his personal life, he was twice married. His first marriage was to Doris Childs in 1936, which ended in divorce in 1944. Following the end of his first marriage, he spent a decade as a bachelor, enjoying the hard-drinking lifestyle of the John Ford Stock Company, a group that included Harry Carey Jr., Ben Johnson, and John Wayne. In 1954, he married Mary Lou May, who was the secretary to John Wayne's business manager. The couple remained together until his untimely death. Sadly, Ward Bond's life came to a sudden end on November 5, 1960. While on a visit to Dallas to attend a football game, he suffered a massive heart attack that took his life. He was just 57 years old. Despite his untimely passing, Bond left behind a legacy that will not be forgotten. At his funeral, his eulogy was given by none other than his friend and colleague, John Wayne. The two had worked together on many occasions, and Wayne spoke highly of Bond's talent as an actor and his character as a person. Ward Bond may be gone, but his contribution to the entertainment industry will always be remembered. He was a legend in his own time, and his talent and dedication will continue to inspire generations to come. May he rest in peace.